On March 18, 2025, the German Bundestag will cast a vote that could reshape the country's economic and political landscape for years to come. At the heart of the debate is an unprecedented €500 billion investment plan, championed by Chancellor-in-Waiting Friedrich Merz. This ambitious plan seeks to address a confluence of challenges, from aging infrastructure to growing security concerns. The outcome of the vote has the potential to redefine Germany's role both domestically and on the European stage. The proposed investment plan marks a significant shift in German fiscal policy. Traditionally known for its fiscal conservatism, Germany is now contemplating a bold move to secure its future in an increasingly uncertain world. This decision comes at a time when Germany is grappling with the economic fallout from the COVID-19 pandemic and the ongoing war in Ukraine. The outcome of the vote will not only determine the fate of the investment plan, but also signal Germany's willingness to embrace a more assertive role in shaping the future of Europe. The stakes are high, and the debate is fierce. Supporters of the plan argue that it is essential to modernize Germany's infrastructure, bolster its military capabilities, and maintain its economic competitiveness. Critics, however, raise concerns about the long-term impact on Germany's debt levels and question the wisdom of such a massive spending program. As the Bundestag prepares to vote, the eyes of the world are on Germany. The decision made within the walls of the Reichstag will have far-reaching consequences, not only for Germany, but for the future of Europe as well. The €500 billion investment plan, a cornerstone of Friedrich Merz's vision for Germany's future, encompasses three key areas: infrastructure development, military modernization, and economic stimulus. Recognizing the need to upgrade Germany's aging infrastructure, the plan allocates significant resources to modernize transportation networks, digital infrastructure, and energy grids. This investment aims to enhance connectivity, boost productivity, and improve the overall quality of life for German citizens. In response to the evolving security landscape in Europe, the plan also prioritizes military modernization. With growing concerns over Russia's assertiveness and the perceived unreliability of the United States under President Trump, Germany is seeking to strengthen its defense capabilities. The plan calls for increased defense spending, the acquisition of new military equipment, and the expansion of the armed forces. This reflects a growing recognition within Germany that it must be prepared to shoulder a greater share of the responsibility for European security. Beyond infrastructure and defense, the plan also includes measures aimed at stimulating economic growth. Recognizing the need to foster innovation and create jobs, the plan proposes tax breaks for businesses, investments in research and development, and support for small and medium-sized enterprises. These measures aim to enhance Germany's competitiveness, attract foreign investment, and ensure its long-term economic prosperity. By investing in these three key areas, Merz argues that Germany can navigate the challenges of the 21st century and emerge as a stronger and more resilient nation. The upcoming vote on the investment plan takes place against the backdrop of a changing political landscape in Germany. The February 23, 2025, federal election saw the center-right Christian Democratic Union, led by Friedrich Merz, emerge as the largest party in the Bundestag. This victory marked an end to 16 years of center-left rule under Angela Merkel and signaled a potential shift to the right in German politics. Following the election, the CDU entered into coalition negotiations with the center-left Social Democratic Party, which finished second in the polls. Despite their ideological differences, the two parties found common ground on the need for increased investment in Germany's future. After weeks of intense negotiations, the CDU and SPD reached an agreement on the €500 billion investment plan, paving the way for the upcoming vote in the Bundestag. The coalition agreement represents a significant compromise between the two parties. While the CDU initially sought to prioritize military spending and tax cuts, the SPD successfully pushed for greater investment in social programs and climate protection measures. As part of the deal, the Greens, who secured a historic third place in the election, agreed to support the plan in exchange for a commitment to allocate €100 billion to climate-related initiatives. This cross-party support for the investment plan highlights the sense of urgency felt across the political spectrum to address the challenges facing Germany. Friedrich Merz, the driving force behind the €500 billion investment plan, is a figure who embodies both continuity and change in German politics. A veteran politician and former leader of the CDU, Merz is known for his sharp intellect, his pro-business stance, and his hawkish views on foreign policy. After a period of self-imposed exile from frontline politics, Merz returned to the helm of the CDU in 2021, promising to restore the party's conservative credentials and provide a clear alternative to the center-left. Merz's victory in the 2025 federal election can be attributed in part to his ability to capitalize on a growing sense of unease among German voters about the direction of the country. The COVID-19 pandemic, the war in Ukraine, and the rise of populism across Europe have all contributed to a climate of uncertainty and anxiety. Merz tapped into this sentiment, promising to provide strong and decisive leadership in turbulent times. Central to Merz's vision for Germany is the need to strengthen the country's economic and military might. He argues that Germany can no longer afford to rely on others for its security or its prosperity. Instead, it must be prepared to assert itself on the world stage and defend its interests. The €500 billion investment plan is seen by many as a concrete manifestation of Merz's worldview. By investing in infrastructure, defense, and economic growth, Merz aims to ensure that Germany remains a leading power in Europe and beyond. Section 5. A divided political landscape. While the €500 billion investment plan enjoys the support of the CDU, the SPD, and the Greens, it has also faced criticism from other quarters of the political spectrum. The far-right Alternative for Germany, or AfD, and the Left Party, both of which gained seats in the Bundestag, have voiced their strong opposition to the plan. The AfD, known for its nationalist and anti-immigration stance, has criticized the plan as a reckless spending spree that will burden future generations with debt. They argue that the money would be better spent on addressing what they see as more pressing issues, such as border security and the preservation of German culture. The AfD has also accused Merz of ramming the plan through parliament without proper democratic scrutiny. The Left Party, on the other hand, has condemned the plan for its emphasis on military spending, which they view as a dangerous escalation of tensions with Russia. They argue that the money would be better spent on social programs, poverty reduction, and addressing climate change. The Left Party has also expressed concerns that the plan will primarily benefit corporations and the wealthy, while doing little to improve the lives of ordinary Germans. The opposition from the AfD and the Left Party highlights the deep divisions that exist within German society over the country's future direction. Section 6. Navigating the debt break. One of the most contentious aspects of the €500 billion investment plan is its potential impact on Germany's strict fiscal rules, known as the debt break. Enshrined in the German constitution, the debt break limits the federal government's structural deficit to 0.35% of gross domestic product. This rule, introduced in 2009, is designed to ensure long-term fiscal sustainability and prevent excessive borrowing. The sheer scale of the investment plan has raised questions about whether it can be implemented without violating the debt break. The German government has insisted that the plan is compatible with the debt break, arguing that the investments will generate economic growth and increase tax revenues in the long run. They have also pointed to the low interest rates currently prevailing in the market, which make borrowing more affordable. Critics, however, remain skeptical. They argue that the government's growth projections are overly optimistic, and that the plan could lead to a significant increase in Germany's debt burden. They also point out that interest rates are likely to rise in the future, making it more expensive to service the debt. The debate over the debt break highlights the difficult balancing act facing the German government. On the one hand, there is a pressing need to invest in the country's future. Section 7. The stakes are high. The outcome of the Bundestag vote on the €500 billion investment plan has far-reaching implications for Germany's future and its role in Europe. If the plan is approved, It will mark a significant shift in German fiscal policy, signaling a willingness to embrace a more assertive and interventionist role in the economy. The passage of the plan would likely have a positive impact on the German economy in the short term. The increased investment in infrastructure, defense, and innovation is expected to create jobs, boost economic growth, and enhance Germany's competitiveness. The plan could also help to address some of the structural weaknesses in the German economy, such as its dependence on exports and its aging infrastructure. However, the long-term consequences of the plan are more uncertain. The success of the plan will depend on a number of factors, including the government's ability to implement it effectively, the response of the private sector, and the overall global economic climate. The plan also carries some risks. If the government's growth projections prove to be overly optimistic, or if interest rates rise sharply, Germany could find itself saddled with a mountain of debt. This could lead to higher taxes, cuts in public spending, or both. Despite the risks, the German government appears determined to push ahead with the investment plan. Section 8. Germany's European Vision. The €500 billion investment plan is not just about Germany's domestic priorities, it is also seen as a statement of intent about Germany's role in Europe. With the United Kingdom's departure from the European Union and the United States' retreat from multilateralism, Germany is increasingly seen as the indispensable power in Europe. The investment plan is a signal that Germany is willing to shoulder more responsibility for European security and prosperity. By strengthening its own economy and military, Germany aims to become a more reliable and capable partner for its European allies. The plan has been welcomed by some European leaders, who see it as a sign of German leadership at a time of uncertainty. However, the plan has also raised concerns in some quarters about German dominance. Some countries worry that Germany will use its economic might to impose its will on its neighbors. Others fear that Germany's focus on its own national interests will come at the expense of European solidarity. The challenge for Germany will be to reassure its European partners that its ambitions are aligned with the broader interests of the European Union. Section 9. A defining moment. The upcoming Bundestag vote on the €500 billion investment plan is a defining moment for Germany. It is a test of Germany's willingness to embrace a more assertive role in the world, and to invest in its future. The outcome of the vote will have profound implications for Germany's economy, its place in Europe, and its standing in the world. The decision facing German lawmakers is not an easy one. There are strong arguments to be made on both sides of the debate. Ultimately, the Bundestag will have to weigh the potential benefits of the investment plan against the risks involved. One thing is certain: the eyes of the world will be on Berlin on March 18, 2025. The decision made that day will have consequences that will be felt for years to come.